Spicer and welcome to Boot Sale Challenge on this rather blustery day, I have to say. This, of course, is the programme that sets two teams against each other, give them £100 to see if they can come up with a bargain. Well, to make a slight change, we've actually come to a collector's fair today rather than a boot sale. It's hard standing and it's at North Weald Airfield in Essex. The airfield and adjacent museum are situated at what was once one of the most famous Battle of Britain fighter bases, RAF North Weald. During the Battle of Britain, 39 aircrew were killed flying from here, and many more died as a result of the hundreds of bombs that were dropped on the airfield and the local community. Well, it looks like they know we're here. Actually, I know who else is here as well, and that is our two experts, who, of course, hold the scales of justice for our teams every week. That's Paul Hetchin and Mark Oliver.
Well, this is really quite interesting. British Railways, we're not going to see that name on railway sidings very often now. Rail memorabilia is really quite collectible. This is for sale at £47, but at £47, I think it might be a bit speculative, but they could make a profit.
Well, I've spotted a whole display here of pool pottery. Here's a piece that I would consider a fairly standard pool design with the bluebird amid foliage. It's rather a nice piece from around about the 1950s. Down in front, though, there's a whole display of pieces that aren't necessarily to everybody's taste, though I rather like them. These date from the 1970s, but they're only priced from around about £25 to £35, so they're not a bad tip for future collectibles.
Time to meet our two intrepid teams this week, and the yellow team is Fran Budd and Mary Martinez.
I entered Boot Sale Challenge with my daughter Fran Budd.
We've been car booting for a couple of years.
I love the challenge, I love going out.
It's always quite exciting because, you get a big adrenaline rush and you rush along the stores and you never know quite what's going to be there.
And I love buying things, which you can get quite cheap, bargains.
And the blue team is John House and Joy Brenwalk.
I've entered Boot Sale Challenge with John. He's been going to car boots for over 20 years and he usually can spot a bargain.
The best bit about car boot sales is just the hunt of a bargain.
The best buy was a Silvat Rabbit I bought for 25p.
Well, we're in before the general public today, so there's no excuse for not getting the best bargains. And this fair is enormous. There's places up there, they're down the back, they're everywhere. So, teams, are you ready?
We're ready.
You are? Well, you'll be wanting the money then. There's £100 for our blue team, £100 for our yellow team.
much.
So, you ready?
Yep.
We
are.
Go!
Go ahead.
What sort of things are you looking for in particular? Do you collect yourself?
I collect anything really. I mean, I collect lucite. I love lucite. I collect all those brooches and the bangles. But I tend to, sort of buy anything I think's a bargain,
It's got an inscription on the back.
Yeah.
Which is quite nice. It's very good condition.
It's the same picture as that one. I quite like that one.
Yeah.
Susie Cooper.
Yes. And it's a nice colour, that pink, but it's got a couple of splits.
Yeah, we're interested in this plate. Can you do it for £6?
What price is it? Yes, I can.
Okay, then.
Okay, we have
Right,
that.
I'll have
Great.
that one then.
Well, what everybody's looking for, whether it's at boot sales or collectors' fairs, is that something that everybody else has overlooked and passed over. A bargain price, a real discovery. Well, it does happen. Only 4 or 5 glass cottage-shaped inkwells like this are known to exist. This one is only 2 inches high and was bought from a collector's fair like the one we're at for just £10. But sold at the Specialist Collectibles Sale Room, BBR, in South Yorkshire for £2,000. Oh, look at that!
How much is this?
£30.
Quite nice to
Got it
sit
quite
down.
cheap.
Yeah,
I don't know, I would imagine that makes quite a difference in terms of the
I would
flavour.
have
Again, you
thought
must
so.
have to have them perfect
Yeah,
because it's all
yeah.
about weight, isn't it?
So, what is that?
What's your best price on this?
25.
Would you take 15?
No, sorry, too far away from me on that one.
Can't do 15 then?
No, I can't do any less than that. 16.
16,
Do you
right.
think we could afford extra £1 for that? Yeah. 16, I think. I think that's quite good, actually.
We'll have that one.
So Archibald Knox, Liberty Pewter?
No, unfortunately
Oh,
not,
dear.
Lorne, no.
Oh, well.
How much are those? Right about a league, I think.
It is today.
It's today, but they're lovely.
Now that's a nice luster plate. And it is Royal Winton. It's like cheap there. How much is that?
Snoopy.
Yeah, Snoopy,
Right.
yeah, I like it.
He's Italian.
Oh, thanks a lot, Robbie.
It should say Italian arts underneath.
It's all working.
Halfway down.
That's nice. That's a big glass fish.
How much is the fish?
25.
He's missing a walking
It's in a
stick.
walking stick. Yeah, he is, look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Do 15.
Go on then, as you want to tell it.
15, yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah,
15's
Yeah.
alright.
It looks fine to me, I must admit.
So you've got all his bits on.
Well, today's gents are all about animals. I brought along a couple of collectibles here. First of all, a rather charming little milk jug in the form of a duck with detachable head. If we turn him over, we can see that he's actually made by the Limoges factory in France. And he's a porcelain piece, probably from a larger breakfast set where there'd be cups, there'd be a little tray. But even on his own, he's probably worth somewhere in the region of about £200–250, so he's quite valuable.
Well, Mark, this little fellow here, Frog from Alice in Wonderland.
Yes.
Alice in Wonderland per se is enormously collectible, isn't it?
Very much so.
But I noticed this one, which is made by Bezic, is from 1976. Is that going to make it... does it start to lose its desirability when it's only 25 years old?
Well, the nice thing about this, Paul, is that they only continued to make this until 1983. So there's only about 8 years production span on this, because something like this would have been around about £12 in the mid-70s and early 80s. But today, expect to pay around £150 for a little gem like this.
Is it worn on the inside? Has the glaze gone? Look, the glaze has gone a bit on the inside there, because it's a bit dark.
Squirrel there as well.
Sweet. Quite expensive, isn't it? A lot of money for that, I think.
And look what we found for the third programme in the row. One of Paul's very rare U-paint carpet sweepers. I reckon someone was watching the tapes as we edited the programme because they're popping up all over the place now.
It's a bit of fun. I just want McDonald's up.
We've had them a long time. We bought when the children were tiny and put them near it. You know?
A few years old, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
Well, political memorabilia is highly sought after at the moment. I bought this spitting image Margaret Thatcher toy, which actually is supposed to be something that you give your dog to chew up, for 50p at a boot sale. Now, when you go a bit more upmarket, like with a collector's fair, then you can start looking at really good ceramics. And there's lots about that's quite affordable. We've got these two figures here, for example, which are all limited editions, and they're satirising, obviously, John Major and Neil Kinnock, and they're about £75 each. But this one I particularly like, which is made by Mena Bairstow Pottery. And what's so interesting about this Tony Blair teapot is not that he's only a limited edition, but if you turn him round, who is that? It's actually Peter Mandelson with pink slippers on.
I think they will come into their own eventually, you know.
Oh, yeah.
They're starting to take off slightly.
I don't actually like them myself.
I find that
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
it's not everybody's taste, isn't it? If
Oh,
you
of
like,
course,
if you
yeah.
like it, you buy it. If you don't, clear.
Where's that blue tea?
How much is the glass fish?
Oh, the fish.
Uh-huh.
10 minutes.
Yeah, but what's your best?
Sorry?
I know it's got 10 on it, but what's your best? 5?
Well, I'll take 8 for it.
Well, how are you doing? Have you bought anything yet?
In the bag, I have a whole 2 items, and we've seen something we might go back to.
Okay. Right. Well, I'll catch up with you in a minute then.
Okay, great.
See you later.
Oh, he's got chipped ears. Otherwise, it'd be quite nice.
This week's competition prize is a real Boot Sale Challenge one-off because our very own expert Paul Hetchin has donated a Fornasetti plate from his own private collection. To win it, all you have to do is answer the following question. What was the bird Mark Oliver mentioned on the Poole pottery piece? Was it A, bluebird, B, robin, or C, sparrow? To enter, call this number 090 15 60 4090. Calls cost no more than 60p, but remember, if you're not paying the bill, please ask permission before you dial. This is a collector's fair, so you have to be prepared to spend perhaps a bit more than you might at a boot sale. And I've bought this tin. It's actually a biscuit tin and it dates from 1910. I paid £60 for it. Find out how much it's worth after the break. Welcome back. Now, before the break, I was telling you about this biscuit tin from 1910 I bought here earlier for £60. Well, you might be interested to know that although that sounds like a lot of money, it's actually worth between £100 and £110, nearly double what I paid for it.
Please do not hand it, sir.
Yes.
How much is that one, please?
30 quid.
30.
30.
And that one?
85.
I think we should go and have a look at the Shelley store.
Right.
Because you don't know how much they might come down. Yeah. What's the very, very best on this one?
Sorry? 28.
28.
What do you think?
26? In between, 27.
27.
Okay.
27.
This is a very, very, very big collector's fair to lose 2 teams in. Better go and find them.
That's quite pretty.
How much is that?
£40.
God, look at that Festival of Britain plate, which was done by Paul. £200.
£200, that is a bit
Yeah,
out,
it's because I reckon it's because it's the 50th anniversary, don't you?
It's a Wade Humpty Dumpty. That's sweet. £12. I think it's Wade, is it?
What's your best in there?
Do 5.
I've got 15 on it.
No, you haven't actually. You've got 12 on it. So you
wouldn't do it for...
do it for half. Is that a chip?
Actually, that's quite a nice piece, that one.
Yeah.
I was looking at it, look at that there, because it's sort of deco, is it?
It's actually earlier than Deco, so it's not Art Nouveau.
Humpty's chip. I think so. Fell off the
His
wall.
chip,
When he fell off.
No, that's the way. That's actually the way it came out. It was made like that.
Yeah.
I'll do a special for you, 10.
That actually would be quite popular, because it's a lovely place. I don't know how much it is.
Come on,
How much is the plaque?
15, that is.
15.
Okay,
You'll do
we'll
one
have
of that.
Humpty because
Yeah,
he's quite
yeah.
sweet.
Easter theme, isn't it, in a way?
Yeah.
I
Again.
think that's worth 12.
You've got your eye on that, you like
Yeah,
that.
I like
We'll
that.
have that one.
Well, Mark, continuing on the animal theme,
Yes.
loosely speaking perhaps, we've got Mickey Mouse from the 1930s and Teddy from, well, I know this is cheating a little bit, but at this stage I'd like to bring in Andy Pandy.
Andy Pandy.
Because without Andy Pandy, Teddy's not going to mean a lot to some people. Andy, Teddy and Loopy Loo's missing.
Oh, Loopy Loo.
In their box, however, and
Yeah.
this is significant, at a London auction house made in the region, I think, of £2,000. This teddy, on its own, you'd still have to pay £60, £70 for. And with Andy Pandy, the two of them together, you're looking at a cool £270.
Wow.
Now this, what do you think of that?
Well, I think it looks like a little baby's rattle or something. Is that what it is?
It is a baby's rattle,
Yeah.
but it's a Mickey Mouse baby's rattle,
Yeah.
and it's made of celluloid. It's very early. Mickey Mouse, in the early 30s, when this was made, had these very sort of rat-like features. We've not
did.
actually particularly attractive.
No,
and
he
Walt
wasn't.
Disney decided he didn't like this much and made Mickey Mouse look friendlier.
Yeah.
But even in this unfriendly early state, you'd have to pay £300 for this. So get your money out.
Oh, that's quite an interesting one, though.
That's quite
isn't
an
it?
early one too, isn't it?
Well, that's the
Quite like
moonwalk,
that.
isn't it?
Yeah,
Yes,
nice.
Is that commemorating the
Yeah,
moonwalk?
moonwalk, yeah.
How much are these?
Have you seen these ones? Bovril. Gives strength. Yeah, because what? 12.
Work.
Yeah, I think so.
That's work,
Yeah.
yeah.
This is what you liked once.
So how are you two doing?
Yeah.
What have you bought?
We've seen some things that we've liked and we'll go back and get them.
I actually haven't heard of foot and mouth, have I?
No, I've never the foot and mouth.
No.
What make is that?
That's cool.
Is that Paul as well? Let's put that down.
It's beautiful. Bluebird.
No, no, sorry, this one. I was
sorry.
looking at the
Yeah. Again.
sort of.
This one.
Yes, what is that?
It's a Aegean. Yeah, it's marked on the bottom.
That's quite nice.
60.
£50. USSR.
Loman soft, something like that.
Could be.
I think it is.
Do you speak Russian?
How much
That's
have you
a
got?
shame. 50 and a
50.
pound in my bit of change in me.
Well, in that case, this is the one you can afford, isn't it?
We only have £7 left, and we think that that's definitely worth £7, aren't we?
Yeah. So this is a £1 box. Good. We've got £1 left. So let's have a look what's in here. Toast rack.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. We'll take the Jolly Toast track.
Well, there's been plenty of choice here today, but have either of our teams found a real bargain? Well, just to recap, don't forget, they've got to do pretty well to actually get to the finals, because so far the winning contestants have got £155 and £156. So we'll find out in a minute. But meanwhile, this is the prize they're all been competing for. Our winners will be enjoying a wonderful 3-day trip to the delightful Belgian towns of Brussels and Bruges and visiting their famous markets. So how have our teams done? Well, it's judgment time. And the yellow team?
Well, the yellow team have certainly amassed some curious objets, haven't you? I'll just pick it up because he's quite a big one, isn't he?
That's why I went for him, actually.
You did?
Because he is a good size.
And so, come on, surprise us. What did you splash out on your fish today?
On that one, on the
Yes,
large one,
on the
I
large
spent 15 on that one.
£15, not bad.
And the small one?
He was £2.
£2.
I would have thought you'd see them at around £15 or so. So £2 sounds pretty good to me.
Yeah.
And this one, which I thought was the more difficult one to find, I would have thought £25 to £30. Right, this, as I'm sure you know, is made by Paul England. And you see the mark there. I think around £40. What did you pay?
Well,
for
we
it?
actually paid 50.
Did
Yeah,
you?
Yeah.
What do you think, Mark? Am I being
well,
a bit mean?
I don't know that you are, Paul. I think that's probably quite realistic. A tenner drop there, but you made a few bob on the fish. So let's see if you can make up anything on the wade. You've got the gingerbread men there, and you've got little Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall. These aren't top notch in terms of collectability, but you're probably looking there at about £10 or £12 for Humpty Dumpty. Maybe on a good day, £20-25 for the gingerbread men. Did you pay that sort of money?
We paid 9 for Humpty, and
Okay.
we paid, I think it was £18 for the gingerbread
Yeah,
men.
so there's just a
Yeah.
few pounds there, profit just about, I think. What else, Paul? Well, there's not a lot to be said about that, is there, really?
Well, it was the £1 that was left, to be fair, and it had to be spent. We were banned from the coffee tent until the last pound had gone.
I see. No name on it, though. Not even
No.
Carlton, which is what I thought it
It's
might
quite dinky,
be.
isn't it?
It's very dinky, yes. It's quite sweet. But £1's about right.
Fran and Mary also bought. The egg cups cost £3 and are worth £3. So how have the blue team done? Well, come and have a look, guys. Certainly blue is the colour, because I think we all feel blue, don't we? It's so cold.
Right, let's start with this, which I think is great. This is Royal Copenhagen.
yeah.
We thought it was good because it's a space one. And we
Yeah,
thought
I mean,
space
it's
was,
nice to have that link with space, which is, always popular. As far as value is concerned, it's not that easy to judge it, Mark, but I'm kind of thinking around £40.
Is that the sort of money you paid for it then?
Well, actually, it was quite lucky we paid £12 for it.
Well, I think you did very well to find that for £12. So, good start. What else have we got here? A large plaque, even larger than that blue and white plate, but alas, no identifying marks.
I suppose on value we might disagree a bit, because I still think this is very decorative.
I thought.
And it's and it looks pretty good to me. You're quite right in picking up it's not got a lot of age to it, but I actually think as a decorative item it's quite good. But Mr. Misery Guts, that's to me. He's now going to give the case to the prosecution.
I think it is what it is. You probably, I hope, paid under a tenner for it, or more?
Well, no, we actually paid 12.
Yeah,
well,
so that sort of area.
Yeah,
I was going to say about 20, so 20 and 12.
So let's
50,
make it about
£16.
£16. And we go on to this one here. This actually is obviously a piece of Dalton Bunnykins. This one's titled Billy and Bunty. There have been a whole range of Bunnykins figures made by Royal Dalton. This particular group is discontinued and worth now around about £30 to £35. So, did you pay in that area?
27.
Still a couple of pounds in it, so you've done all right there. Well done.
John and Joy also bought a Royal Dalton Bunnykins plate for £6. It's worth £5. The Paul Pottery vase cost £20 and is worth £20. Judgment time! Who's the winners? Well, Paul, yellow team verdict first, I think.
Well, Fran and Mary, I think you've done very well. You've actually made a profit today, and that's not easy on a day like today, I can tell you. So, the value of the items you've bought, Mark and I have decided is £122.
£22 profit, excellent. And our blue team?
Well, John and Joy, you were a joy, and what treasures you brought us.
Oh, he's such a lovely manner, hasn't he, Mr. Oliver?
And I have to announce that the amalgamated value of your beautiful objet is £131, and you are the winners! Hooray!
Well, before we go, what was the star by?
The star by a unanimous verdict.
No, I can't take it. You've agreed on something for once, surely.
Is this plate, isn't it, Mark?
Well, I thought so.
Copenhagen plate, right, okay. Unfortunately, of course, neither of our two teams from this week will actually be joining us for the final. I'm sorry. They did manage to beat our totals, which were £155 and £156. But we'll see you next time for the final on the Isle of Wight. Bye!
Well, due to next Sunday's coverage of the Canadian Grand Prix, the Boot Sale Challenge will return in 2 weeks' time.
Well, there's been plenty of... Sorry, I just spat all over the contestants' things. Sorry.
If you'd like a copy of our Boot Sale Challenge guide written by presenter Lorne Spicer, please send a cheque or postal order for £2.50 made out to LWT to Boot Sale Challenge, PO Box 33, London SE1 9LT. That's Boot Sale Challenge, PO Box 33, London SE1 9LT.
Challenge. This year for 2001 we've come here to the beautiful Isle of Wight. And this island certainly has plenty of attractions for any fan of fine furniture, wonderful antiques and the kind of grand homes that are stuffed with them. So of course the Boot Sale gang couldn't resist a quick tour of the best of them. Osborne House in East Cowes was a favourite escape for Queen Victoria and Prince Albert from the pressures of court life at Buckingham Palace and Windsor Castle. And Caresbrook Castle, in the island's capital Newport, can also claim a famous royal inhabitant. Charles I was imprisoned here for a year before his execution in 1649. But this is the place we're really interested in. It's St George's Park, home to Newport Football Club. And this is the big decider. It's all going on behind me. I'm off to meet the teams. From our Portobello Roadshow with a grand total of £155, Steve Orme and Carol Evans. Today, they're our yellow team. And from our Lewisham show with a total of £156, Robin Cruz and Jeanette Stevens. Today, they're our blue team. Already sniffing out the bargains are Boot Sale Challenge's own Chuckle Brothers, Paul Hetchin, Mark Oliver.
Right, well, we're here nice and early, and here are two royal memorabilia plates. This one is made by Wade. It commemorates the Silver Jubilee. This is priced at £8, and I think that's pretty good as it books at around £12, £15. This one is made by Woods. This would have been made in large numbers, I would guess, but a very strong image. And because it has such a strong image and bright colour and so on and so forth, this one at £2.50 sounds like a pretty good buy to me too.
Remember when Bros had loads of female fans? Well, they still do. Meet Amy. There she is, as enthusiastic as ever. Sadly, the fans, though, have deserted them somewhat. Now Bros can be bought in an image like this for as little as the princely sum of £1.
So you both ready to go this time?
Absolutely.
There's your £100.
Thank you.
There's your £100, Carol. Right, 90 minutes starting now. Off you go. Right. I don't know what the material is.
It's ivory.
Is it ivory or is it plastic? Is it bone?
Quite nice.
Can you do any better on that price?
Yeah, we can change over. You can see that you're going to
Can you do us a good price on this? As it's a really cold morning.
surely can. It is cold, isn't it?
6.
Let's have a chip there. No.
Before we look too long, have you got a price on it?
Yes, I want 15.
£15.
£15 for it, yes. Antique lamp. I tell you what, I'll do it for 12.
Okay.
Okay, that will help.
Yeah.
Okay.
How much is your lamp, please? £1?
Yeah.
Yes.
£1.
The Isle of Wight, of course, has a great sailing history, so I've kept my eye open for items like this to do with maritime memorabilia, which is increasingly collectible. But I very much doubt if I'm going to be lucky enough to find a treasure like this one. This intriguing object is a nocturnal. It was used by sailors to tell the time by the stars. It was made in 1730 by a mathematical instrument maker and was picked up at a boot sale for the bargain price of £2. It recently sold at auction for £4,600. Hi guys, found anything yet? Yeah, we
bought a couple of things.
We bought
a nice little pen.
There's another piece here.
And what we want really is a nice Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club album signed by all 4 Beatles. Yeah. That would sort us out, wouldn't it, for the day?
Just checking to see if it's a scratch.
Is it?
Morning.
Nice and warm.
Yeah.
That's nice. Oh, that's a nice bit of wood. I do like a bit of wood.
Can you give us some best prices, please, on some of your items?
That's the Delphis pool.
Pool there.
Do it for 18.
18 on that one.
That's the 70s piece.
And that one, please?
50s bit of pool there. Do it for 12.
Look, Captain Scarlet. And it's got the figures in. What sort of date would that go back to? Should be able to see it on the book somewhere.
So again, do it for 12.
That's 42. And
Radford.
The Radford, please.
2. Do it for 12.
I don't know. What do you think?
Well,
Five of the lot?
I think that's a good price.
Well, for the grand finale, we thought we'd take a look at some of our favourite gems. And I brought along something I bought probably about 10, 15 years ago when they were quite easy to buy. It's actually a biscuit barrel and lid, as you can see, made for Liberty & Co. in Regent Street in London and designed by Archibald Knox. Something like this 15 years ago when I bought it was around about £95, £100. Nowadays, I'd certainly expect to be selling this for around £300 or £400 just in an auction.
Yeah.
The other piece I brought along was a bit of early plastic in this very desirable colour. This is an Art Deco piece, so we're talking the 1920s, 1930s here. Very nice Odeon-esque lines to it, and if I just pulled that back, you can see the little recess there, which shows us that it's an inkwell, and it's altogether a very neat little package, and the value on this today around about £120.
Perhaps if we just sort of keep moving.
Right, there's more stores opening up here all the time.
No, it's not a picture one, so I wouldn't worry.
Thunderbirds is really in at the moment,
It is,
isn't
actually,
it?
it is.
What's this one? This looks nice. Denbyware, green cotton. Quite nice, make sure there's no damage.
How much are you thinking?
£7,000. But seeing you bought a bit already, you can have that for 50p.
What's the best you can do on that?
You've got 20's the best.
Everyone likes a holiday souvenir to take back home with them, and the Isle of Wight is particularly well known for these little souvenirs, which are filled with the different coloured sands from Ulwyn Bay. The idea started back in Queen Victoria's time, when she, of course, resided at Osborne House. For me personally, my favourite buy today as a souvenir has been this. It's a pastel illustration, nicely framed, that's got the original price tag on the back, which is £50. But I paid just a fiver.
They're rather colourful, aren't they?
Hand painted onto just ordinary white plates.
No, that one's a little bit nibbled as well.
Now, what's all
We'll
this
leave
I
that one.
hear about you spending all this money? What have you bought?
We found a few pieces.
Have you? How much have you got through?
We've got about 27 left.
£27 left. Oh, you've done quite well then. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go for that.
I'm not convinced on that.
People put them in their hearths and put flowers in them. It's a decorative item now, of a utility item of an age gone by, and they put plants in them and other things.
How much is your golly, please?
£10 size.
I think we should get it.
How much is that?
Well, those are 10, but we've got it down to 8.
It's a nice
And we
condition,
think we're going to buy that one.
isn't it?
Looks like quite an old one.
Yes.
You do it for 18? Yeah.
Okay.
£18.
Oh, yes.
Yes, we'll take that, please.
This week's competition prize are those sought-after Beanie Babies and Beanie Buddies. There's Britannia, Buckingham and Germania, who have all been donated by the UK's leading Beanie Babies specialist, RyeByPost.com. Together, they're enough to start your very own valuable collection. To win them, all you have to do is answer the following question. The pastel picture that I bought had an original retail price of A, £50, B, £5 or C, £500. To enter, call this number 090 15 60 4090. Calls cost no more than 60p. But remember, if you're not paying the bill, please ask permission before you dial. Well, we might not have found any football memorabilia here at Newport Football Club, but look what I have found. A wonderful ice hockey game from 1969. It's Canadian made, in very good condition. I paid just £10 for it. Find out what it's really worth after the break. Well, before the break, I was showing you this ice hockey toy from 1969, which I bought here this morning for £10. Do you guess what its real value was? Find the right buyer, particularly in America or Canada for this, and they'd easily pay £100 to £150.
Just looking at that midwinter teapot.
What's that? Yeah, what blades?
Yeah.
Hold the blade.
I think that's really nice.
Yeah, good colour. Good patina, madam.
Yeah.
You've inspired me.
I think
even on
Tinker's
this.
really
You
good.
fancy that one?
Oh, yeah, it's pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll take that one.
Could you give us a price for the two items together? We've got £3.50 on that, and there's £4.50 on that.
4.50, 7, 8. 6 for the two?
6 for the two. I think that's a good deal.
Here are a few of my favourite gems I brought along today, and starting off with these two cigarette cases. I don't know about you, Mark, but I really like those.
I think they're smashing. I mean, I love the fact that the enamel's in good condition, and they're great subject matters, aren't they, sporting?
They are. I mean, we've discussed football and the strength of football memorabilia at the moment, but concentrating on the golfing aspect. I mean, any item with golf on it is desirable anyway, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I think that would be around the £500 mark.
Ooh.
And this football one here, £350 at least. You know, it's a very nice image, and it's an early piece from the 1930s again, so I think they're lovely.
Yes, they're nice. Oh, a bit of Claris.
A bit of Claris. I'll
Nice
tell you what,
shape.
Mark, we've through the programmes in the past, we've kind of been a bit down on some of the Claris we've seen, and we've made the point that it's boring patterns and people overcharging.
Yes.
This bucks the trend. I mean, this is really a good piece.
That's
isn't
what
it?
you want to find if
Yeah.
you're looking for Claris. I
Yes.
agree with you, yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great shape. It's a conical shape, which is always very desirable. You'd have to part with a cool £500 for that.
Right, so how much have we got left?
We've got £17 left,
Right.
and we've come back to this store because we bought
Oh.
some stuff here this morning, so we're hoping there might be something else out.
Right, okay.
Is that wood? No.
Plastic?
Is it?
So that's becoming increasingly collectible.
Very
It's-
stylised again, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's Peiné, which is basically sort of two French lovers. And they do plates and all sorts of things.
Oh, look,
Something.
Tetley teaspoons.
Is it a set? It's a set there, isn't it?
There's 7 in the set.
Oh, right, they're the same.
I think we should get those.
Okay.
Well, I found you here, so I'm going to leave you here now to spend
Okay.
up the rest of your money and go and trade down the blue tin, see if they've got any bargains.
Oh, it's quite
It's a complete set, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's the water, the teapot, the milk and the sugar.
Very nice.
Takes back years, doesn't it?
It does, it does.
You still
Original
looking
backing.
into not out of cash yet?
No, we've still got quite a lot
Still
to
got some
spare.
money left.
How
Our bag is getting bigger.
How much have you got left?
About
40.
45.
How much are they, please? I've got 5 here.
Various prices.
25 on the 5.
No. Ask for one of them.
No, we'll leave those, but thank you.
Perhaps a small piece of furniture or something like that.
Okay.
You
See
should be
anything?
looking for. No, but perhaps we should just.
Right,
look
wait,
out
have
for
we wandered down
something.
this way? I don't think we have, actually.
No, okay, let's go
Go
down
down
here.
this way.
No, not a nice place. Have a look at the plate.
Well, it's 76.
That's nice, isn't it? They're always so appealing.
1975.
Oh, yes. I
That's
think
a
they're
nice
nice. They're nice, yeah.
I think.
So 76,
Can
so
we
that's
have these instead of
consecutive.
your old oak mirror?
Well, let's see. We might be able to buy them
1974.
back.
Right, carry on that way.
Best
Really
price.
good deal. Could you do
Can I hand you that one back? Thank you.
£40.
I'm just
Ever so
worried
small,
about
but-
the price. Actually, are we paying over the odds?
No, I think you've got a little bit in there.
Silver, come on, yeah, that's all right. It's Birmingham. Birmingham. How much is on that one, please? 15.
But Butlins souvenirs are quite collectible. And Butlins Bognor Regis, I think, says it all, don't you? Really?
Oh yeah.
I can see the experts having something to say about that, can't you?
I think we've got a hard push for time. I wonder whether we'll go for this.
Number 1, it's a Christmas plate.
Yeah.
2, it's a dog. And 3, it's
Oh,
Arbor
God.
in the Adam. Cool. And it's 50p.
We'll take it.
Okay, yep, we'll go for that one. Thank you.
So that's it, is it?
That's
Coffees
it.
all round.
Absolutely.
Brilliant.
Right,
And we
that's us
clean
done.
out.
Well, here we are. This is Grand final, and very shortly we're going to be finding out which team is going to win this prize. Our winners will be enjoying a wonderful 3-day trip to the delightful Belgian towns of Brussels and Bruges and visiting their famous markets, all courtesy of In the Limelight Holidays. Well, experts, is it going to be the blue team?
Well, it could be if quantity has anything to do with it. Well, Paul, you spotted something in front which took your eye.
I spotted this Butlins item.
Butlins?
Now, before you start scoffing, there's a big market for Butlins. I would have thought it's worth around a £5. Mark no doubt would scoff at that to start with.
I like the 5. I'm not sure about pounds.
What did you pay for it?
Just a couple of pounds.
Yeah, well, that's good. Good start.
Look, it's the brown face. It's the brown face. Quick, look. A Rupert annual with a brown face. If this is the 1973 annual, we can hand over to you right now £10,000.
But is it 1973?
Well, that's what we're going to find
Go
out,
on, then.
my dear. Oh, you've missed it by 3 years. 1976. If this were the 1973 one with the brown face, though, it would seriously be worth that sort of money. But Paul, what's the 1976 worth?
Probably around £6-7. That's what you'd expect to pay for them. Are you happy with that?
Yes, I'm delirious with it. Robert, there's a very lovely sherry barrel down there. Could you kindly pass that up? Just so we can take a look.
He's on the booze already.
I'm on the booze here on the Isle of Wight, and I fancied rather a nice little sherry before lunch.
You get rather big sherry out of that, I think.
Sadly, though, looking at the base, this isn't, as I had thought, a nice wooden sherry barrel. It's made of resin. What sort of money did you pay for it?
£12.
£12. Quite a lot for a lump of resin. But a sherry barrel, Paul, can you see much money in that, other than as a decorator's
No, I can't
piece?
see much money in it, but I still think, well,
£5?
bit high. 8.
8. We'll settle for 8. So a little bit of a loss there. Let's have a look at this. It's midwinter. I can see from the little tag on the lid. It's not from the most popular era, though, but of course it is the early 60s midwinter that's really the Jessie Tate designs, Hugh Casson designs that are doing well. So did you pay this extravagant price of £3.50 as it's priced on the label?
We did, I'm afraid.
Oh, you didn't knock them down at all?
They wouldn't take any less.
Oh dear, Mr. H, what do we think of that?
Well, we first of all think they're very mean. You've not knocked it down. And secondly, we'll give you a 50p profit.
50p
We're not
profit.
asking.
We've done it again, haven't we?
Robin and Jeanette also bought a fountain pen with a bone handle for £5. It's valued at £4. The brass bucket cost £17 and is worth £20. The Captain Scarlet game cost £5 and is valued at £20. The 1980 Pool plate cost 50p and it's worth £1. Well, the judgment on the blue team was a bit of a mixed bag, really, wasn't it? Let's see whether the yellow team can do any better. Come on.
Okay,
Want to hear your verdict on this lot now?
Paul, what are we starting with?
We'll start with this. This
All right,
is
bit of Paul.
Bit of Paul, Delphis from the 1970s. Mark?
Well, £25 it says on the base. Is that the price you paid, Steve?
No, we paid 18 for that one.
I reckon probably the 25 was about right.
right.
So you're off to a good start. That's not a bad
£7
buy at all.
profit
£7
immediately.
It
What
all
next?
helps. Well, this takes me back to my woodworking years, my darling.
I can't believe you've never had any woodworking yet.
Well,
played
you know,
in your life.
the odd coffee table here and there. Well, this is rather nice, isn't it?
It's lovely, yeah.
Now, I thought that was probably the nicest thing you've bought, to be honest.
How much did that cost in the end?
£2.
That was
£2.
£2.
Wow.
But earlier on, he was asking a tenner for it.
Even at a tenner, I would have thought it was a reasonable buy. I mean, surely it must be worth 15 to 20.
20, yeah.
So
yeah.
we'll settle for £15. So
Whoa,
that's a really
You're
good buy for
steaming
you.
ahead profit-wise,
Yes,
aren't you?
it's really nice. Let's pick that up. Let's have a look at that. And let's see. Ah, now there's a very nice sign. Birmingham Hallmarks. Did you realise it was silver, folks? You did. You had a look at that. Well, that's good news.
It is a tea strainer, isn't it?
It is, my dear.
How much was that?
We 15. It was one of the last items we bought. We were looking to spend the money. We liked the handle on
yeah.
it. It was silver. We
Yeah.
thought,
I mean, all those things go together to make it at least worth what you paid for it. Perhaps a bit more.
Yeah, I mean, not much more. So we go, what, 17?
Yeah.
17, couple of pounds made there.
Right, now this golly, which is a manufactured one, you probably realise that. The most desirable ones are ones that are where the manufacturer's make is actually shown, like Chad Valley or Dean, something like that. But they're quite desirable, and this is quite a nice one. It's in good condition.
How much did you pay for that?
We paid 8 in the end.
£8. Paul, you're the expert on toys. What do you reckon to £8?
I would have thought that's a pretty good buy, but it's it lacks some of the ingredients of being a really top sort of golly. So it's 12 to £15.
Okay, well that's still money.
Stephen Carroll also bought the Crown Devon lamp, cost £1 and it's worth £12. The clock cost £12 and is worth £10. The large plate costs £10 and is worth £8. The Denby pot cost £20 and is valued at £25. Nearly there, one of our teams is going to be going to Bruges and Brussels. What are the total scores?
Well, one of the teams got 143, the other got 126.
So, who is going to Bruges and Brussels?
Well, all I can say, Lorna, is we've all had a fabulous time here in the Isle of Wight, and no one's lost, really. But I have to say, the winning team at the end of the day was the yellow team, Steve and Carol. Well done.
Congratulations. Oh, can we come with you? Oh, good. Well, congratulations to our yellow team. That's Carol and Steve. That's it now. That's the grand final for Boot Sale Challenge 2001. The Isle of Wight's been very good to us, so until next time, don't forget, there's always a boot sale bargain out there.
Next Sunday at 6:15, we begin a new inspirational gardening show, especially for city dwellers, Border Patrol.
Thing that nowadays might be worth in the region of... I'm completely stumped because I haven't a clue what it's worth. How is it worth?
If you're as good at, so join us there on Tuesday.
For a boot